It is important to find the cool things in life, for there are very few, and it's very subjective. For some of you, it's cars. Some of you, it's pottery. Some of you weird little freaks are bird watchers. They like watching us do shit. Just sitting in the bushes with binoculars, letting nature cuck you. Sick. You're filthy. Find me on OnlyFeathers, you naughty creeps. Just like and sub me on the socials. You can watch me at home. And if you like this cool thing that it is cool to you and you engage with it on a regular basis, you'll find some fellow folk who flock to find it cool too. And then the world will get cooler for you. But don't get comfy, because out there, beyond this world, there are others that don't think that this thing is cool at all. And for some primal reason, they will try to uncool it, harshing the vibe, killing the party, raining on your parade, and grumping shit on your joy. So park your pinions, because I'm going to go off on my favorite thing, the thing I think is cool in this dumb world of stupid shit. A thing you humans made back in the 30s that is endlessly cool to me and proof that maybe we're going to be okay on this rock in space. So lock in! Okay, so back in Rome in the day, they were bored and they started rolling balls around. Who wouldn't? They made it a game. And if you know you're Italian, rolling big balls on the grass into each other like a dainty CrossFit workout eventually becomes what? Bocce! Yada, yada. Thank you. Good job, everyone. You won! Now shut the fuck up. Yada, yada. Time keeps on... No, you don't have to shut up. Please jump in. Yada, yada. Time keeps on dropping out of the sand timer of life that you always lose, which is why when you're done, you put shit back in the box. And then humans were using sticks to pop balls around. And then, because of bugs or rain or just the general lack of allergy medication, y'all brought the game inside, mostly at bars. Because if you've ever been with a conversation with somebody at a bar, eventually you're going to want to hit something, and it better be the balls, right? In France... You French-flavored humans started using billiards, and one particular billiard was such a hit at the Chateau de Bagatelle in 1777, at a party for Louis XVI that they named it after the party at the Chateau Bagatelle in 1777 for Louis XVI. And Bagatelle becomes the new hotness, 1871. The impossibly Britishly named inventor, Montague Redgrave, creates the tabletop parlor table bagatelle game and patents it at the can anybody say that with me? Say it with me. Patents it as. Nice. We're all so good. Good job. That's 2 points, everyone. Patents it as the improvement in bagatelle. Made the table smaller, inclined the table, loaded a spring and plunger in there, and for the first time, a human was happy to shrink his balls. Basically, it was a tabletop plinko ball. So you would plunge the ball, let it fall, kind of nudge it here and there, and if you could, to get after it, to get points for prizes. So it was kind of gambling, but not as smoky and mean. More like a whimsical carnival vibe, but there was drinking. 60-ish years later in Youngstown, Ohio. Stay with me. If I had to suffer through your hot takes on Supergirl, you can fucking follow this. Arthur Palin found an old bagatelle game in the attic and refurbished it for his daughter for Christmas because money was tight, because the mills were closed, because it was 1931, which was 2 years into the what? Nice, that's 3 points. Then he, Merle Park and Ulf Froome and William Howell, creates the Automatic Industries, which is responsible for building these tabletop bagatelle games. The first one was called Wiffle, made 2,000 boards a month, and this was during the Great Depression. These caught the fire of fame, made it all the way to Chicago in 1931, where David Gottlieb went with the idea and created Baffle Ball, which becomes the first commercially successful pin board game. Called that because they used actual pins on the board to stop the ball. See, sometimes things just are what they are. Inspired by Baffle Ball, Raymond Maloney created his first pin board game called Ballyhoo in 1932. And taking that name, he becomes Bally. Now, Gottlieb and Bally run the game until 1935, when Henry Williams saw a copy of Wiffle, couldn't afford one, so he created his first table Advance, which was fine. But it was his next table, Contact, that really bumped him up into the competition, because it used these little wire-wrapped electromagnets, which when turned would pop the ball back and forth, and they were called what? They were called bumpers, but what was the name of the actual... I love that we're doing a game show now. What was the name of the actual equipment? Can anyone tell me? No, it was called solenoids, idiots. You're all fired. No one had time to prepare. Thus, Harry Williams created the first electromechanical game, so that's the trifecta. Bally Golly Williams, all right here in Chicago. But then it was clear this game needed a new name because bagatelle sounded like an expensive pastry. You're not sure what's in it, but you get it. And it kind of sucks, but you have to eat it now because it was like 20 bucks. And every bite reminds you how bad you are at taking chances. Anyway. Now it's called a bumper-style payout game, or pinball on the street. Plunge a ball, watch it fall, hope it lands in the good spots for prizes, and it was a pretty cool way to spend a nickel in the day. But like with all things cool, someone was getting mad because they didn't get it, or they did and they didn't like it, or capitalism, I don't know. You humans love to fuck shit up all the time, that's why we can't have nice things. It is here that my story takes an uncool turn, like the neighbors just narked on the party. In the 1920s, slot machines were getting banned because gambling, as well as the bars they would be in if they weren't banned because prohibition. So there's just nowhere for a little mechanical droid to go to eat some nickels and have a good time. So now, speakeasies are looking at this new hot pinball payout machine that literally gave you money after plunging the ball that were a little close to gambling, even if they were innocent little mechanical wonders that were totally gambling. But it was fun, like for kids. But like all cool things, the fun police will eventually show up, and in this case, it was the actual police. After the church and school boards went off on these little quirky beauties for, quote, encouraging kids to steal coins and skip school, which, like, duh, but not like how you say it, Sister Mary Funfucker, the local law enforcement started cracking down. Not like on making schools better or anything, but punching fucking pinball machines because won't someone think of the children? At the time, the mayor of New York City was Fiorello LaGuardia. Yes, like the airport LaGuardia. Yes, the new terminal is nice. And he hated pinball. But why did he hate pinball? Because he wasn't cool. Basically, he ran on a reformer platform dedicated to, quote, rooting out corruption as we laugh 2026ily and waged a very public war on the, quote, insidious nickel stealers, claiming they, quote, took millions of dollars a year out of the pockets of school children in the form of nickels and dimes and gave them as lunch. They got as lunch money. It didn't help that they were coming from Chicago either, because, well, I don't know if you've been around Chicago back in the 30s and 40s, but we had a rep. And then, 1942, the city council approves LaGuardia's ban on pinball, and the police raided candy stores, bowling alleys, wherever the cool kids were hanging out, confiscated over 2,000 pinball machines, beating the shit out of them with sledgehammers for a photo op. The legs they turned into billy clubs for the police, like something out of the plot of a CGI movie for kids, and by that I mean it's gonna have fucking minions in it. Anyway. The pinball machines are now running scared, fleeing the city, hiding in back alleys, pretending to be laundry machines when they're in public for fear that their balls will be melted to make bombs for the war. Literally making bombs out of fun. The movie writes itself because it was real. It happened. Now other states start to ban pinball like New Orleans, Los Angeles, Milwaukee. A2 Milwaukee! We loved you like a brother! A sweet, stanky beer brother. And now anyone who wants to open an arcade has to do it in secret. The kids are sliding quarters through tiny slots and doors with passwords like, my mom says it's cool. A Chuck E. Cheese-like mouse in a fedora letting them in, giving them tokens. I don't know, I wasn't there. But then, 1947, Harry Mabs wants to distinguish the game from gambling. But how? What could possibly advance this already awesome gaming experience? Plunging a ball into an electromechanical board, nudging it slightly to the right. That's just life, man. One way down, through a blinking, noisy chaos, desperately hoping, praying for a win. Gottlieb answers the call, turning pinball from a game of bagatelle with their new table Humpty Dumpty, which brought into the field the quintessential advance in pinball history, making it the game it is today, which is what? The flipper! Now it's openly, did some of you got that right? Now, it's openly a game of skill because you can control the ball, but the damage was done. The pinball machine lives in the shadows until the 1970s, when two things happen. A California Supreme Court decision in 1974 affirming the flipper game was distinct from the original game that made LaGuardia so mad. And then, 1976, a journalist and writer named Roger Sharp was recruited by the Amusement and Music Operators Association, went before the New York City Council, shot some balls, called his shots, and convinced the council to overturn the now 34-year-old ban on pinball, and the rest of the cities followed. Now, the kids could play the game, and it boomed, but not everywhere. As a result of the whole thing I just said, that I really hope you wrote down, because there's no second chance once you plunge into the hyperfixation dump about shit that I think is cool. People in South Carolina recently discovered, once trying to open up arcades, that they legally were not allowed to have kids near pinball machines. Turns out that's because back in 1959, South Carolina joined up in the fight against pinball, banning it for anyone under 18, which means the kids could not legally play pinball in the state of South Carolina since 1959, because of shit that happened in 1942. A law never really enforced, but harshing the vibe just because someone got mad at pinball back in the day. And after passing the House in February 2025, advancing through the Senate in April of 2026, 42-1, the one was Senator Rex Rice, who was scared because video poker or something. Shut up, narc! And now, 2026, signed, sealed, and delivered. Finally, the kids can play pinball after it's been technically illegal to do so for 67 years. 6-7! 6-7. 6-7. That's how long-lasting being uncool can be. It can travel over decades. It can hide in weird bills and strange bans that may not be enforced, but certainly make it harder for cool to thrive, forcing cool to grow in the dark and secret, because uncool people don't get cool things, which inevitably makes cool things even cooler. It can't be stopped. But any cooler and it's too much, so find your cool humans and lock in and hold tight. Because Earth might feel like a stupid place with shitty, uncool people floating on a rock in space. But sometimes, the world is kind of cool. I love you. Good night. Nailed it.